before this day gets really going, I'll take a second to talk about something I read here in Proverbs chapter 1. I read through Proverbs every month because there's 31 chapters. Most months that's straight, but I don't go, day by day. I read just where I'm at every day and rotate through it. Every time I finish it, I start over, whether it's mid-month or not. But in reading Proverbs over and over and over like this, I come in touch with some stuff that I don't get the first time. Like, you can read the Bible over and over and over again and get new things every time. But anyways, today, the only thing I want to point out is here in Proverbs chapter 1:7 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." And so we need to love wisdom and instruction, and we need to be after it with our whole hearts and lives. Only a fool would not want to be instructed in the ways of the Lord and wouldn't want to grow in the Lord. And then here it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. We know that word for knowledge, both in the Hebrew and the Greek, has something to do with relationship and encounter. So let's put this into an even better understanding. That relationship and encounter with God that creates an understanding or an intellectual understanding of who He is, it comes from that relationship, that encounter. But that encounter-based relational understanding, knowledge, download of information from seeing the person, knowing the person intimately, it actually has a response in us that's almost shocking. When we see how great He is in true encounter, then the knowledge that hits us is an awful, awesome knowledge, an overwhelming, far extending understanding of how great He is. That greatness and information, that understanding how great He is, actually sets us where we need to be. He becomes great, we become small in our minds and our hearts. We lift Him up, we see Him for who He is. We know who we're not. So we see Him in His greatness. We realize who we're not in our weakness. And then there's a setting things right where we can actually receive from Him the right way. It's the beginning because it's the only way we can truly learn from Him. We'll never be truly teachable unless we've encountered God and realized how important it is that He is the great one and we are not. And here's the thing, I think there are tons of us that are out there who have a lot of information about the Bible and God and went to church for many years. Maybe we haven't encountered Him. Maybe we don't know Him personally and intimately. What ends up happening is we take the Bible and we put it around us in our lives and we become egocentric. And that means we put ourselves in the middle, in the center. We're the most important. We become God. We make ourselves idols and what we want to do idols. And guys, that's a scary place to be. When you encounter God and know His greatness and know who He is in reality, in fact, hold His hand daily, listen to Him, you want to wait at His doors. You want to sit at His feet. You want to waste your life on Him. It changes your attitude and your perspective. You become very teachable. You're open and you're excited, creates expectancy and hunger. And there's a desperation about you to get more from Him. If you're missing that stuff, you're missing encounter. The beginning of wisdom, the beginning of knowledge starts with that encounter that causes that response of expectancy, desire, hunger, desperation for God, understanding how He's great and we're small, realizing that He is the one we should have a good, holy, godly fear of. And there's no other that can draw fear out of us. I tell you what, you get that? No one will be able to distract you. No one will be able to pull you down or drag you back or whatever. What they say won't affect you because you'll have your eyes so firmly set on Him. Knowing Him and seeing Him, nothing else matters. Anyway, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. The beginning of knowledge starts with the fear of the Lord through encounter, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Don't despise it, chase it.